Hello world, DB here with Hayden Blackman, studio lead and creative director at Hangar 13. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
And we are here today to talk about Mafia 3's post-launch DLC plan. But before we get to that, October 7th is coming up. It's coming up very quickly. How you feeling about all this?
Excited, really excited. I can't wait for people to get their hands on the game and see what kind of choices they make when they're playing the game, see, which territory they give to which of their underbosses and how they kind of navigate through the game world. So we're really, kind of on the edge of our seat waiting for that.
Sure. Yeah, this is the moment of truth, right? October 7th is
absolutely.
when we get the game out into the gamers' hands and see exactly, like Hayden just said, what choices they make. Their favorites as far as the lieutenants go, right. And how that might be changed or persuaded by what those lieutenants have to offer as well,
right.
Which is what I keep reminding the fans, because very strong lines drawn in the sand already.
Yeah.
And of course that started with Vito,
right.
because of everyone's love for Vito. Vito Scaletta, of course, from Mafia 2. The main protagonist there, returning in Mafia 3 as one of Lincoln's lieutenants. And so Vito was the early fan favorite.
Right.
But coming out of some of the content we've put out on social media, some new fan favorites coming along, and some allegiances being drawn there. It's pretty cool.
Good. That's awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted.
So now that you're wrapping up the game, at this point we're almost gold, I'm assuming, and we're getting to the point where that launch date is inevitable.
Right.
It's a really good time now to start talking about post-launch, right? Because anticipating that our fans are going to love this title, love what you guys have done with the game. We want to be able to provide them with some extra content after the fact. Once they've plowed through that game, plowed through the story and all that stuff, as fans tend to do very quickly these days, as quickly as possible for some of you. We have this really amazing content that's coming out after the fact. And while there is going to be paid DLC in the form of expansions and a season pass, there's also some really cool free stuff coming out as well. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, actually, and I think for me, this is maybe some of the stuff I'm most excited about, because a lot of it feeds back into stuff we heard from the community, after E3 and when we kind of announced some more details about the game, and we heard back from the fans loud and clear that there were some features that they wanted in the game that weren't, planned for the initial launch. So we're able to go back and add some of that stuff post-launch. So yes, we have, regular recurring updates that everybody will get for free. They include new car races, so vehicle races. You'll be able to race around the city, and we're hoping to get a number of different types of races so that the type of vehicle you're in matters. There'll be off-road races, there'll be street races.
Cool.
They'll take you all throughout the city, and then there'll be special rewards related to those, which I'm excited about. And then we're adding vehicle customization on top of that. So in the main game, there's already a degree of vehicle customization in the sense that Lincoln has his fleet of cars. He can upgrade them over time. It's a lot of functional updates that come with some art upgrades. So, if you increase the power of your engine, you might get pipes on the side and some things like that. But
cool.
But it's all really prescribed because, we had a special look in mind for each of the vehicles. So we want to kind of blow that out a little bit and allow players to have more choice about how their vehicles look. And, paint jobs in particular is a really big one. We want people to be able to go in and change the color of Lincoln's signature, ride if they want to. And then the last kind of big thing that we're adding is outfits. So the player will be able to go in, Lincoln will have a wardrobe he can access, and he'll be able to swap out various outfits. And we'll start with all the outfits that he has in the game. And, so things like, there's a moment in the game where he kind of dresses up like a street boxer or a street brawler. And if you want to go back to that, kind of cage fight look, you can after you unlock that outfit. And then we'll be adding more outfits over time as well that'll be, brand new. And, hopefully we'll provide kind of the gamut of kind of Lincoln fantasy fulfillment, right? Everything from, hardened soldier to, Mafia Don.
Very cool. You guys asked for it. Hangar 13 delivering.
We listened. That's
this
right.
is phenomenal stuff, guys. Very cool to see. And if you guys don't know, I'm the community manager on the 2K side of things for Mafia 3. You know, seeing your comments and your questions and your dedication to this game coming through, being able to you know, communicate that to the team here on both the 2K and the Hangar 13 side of things, and to be able to make this a reality is really a dream come true. So it's really awesome stuff.
Yeah, we're really excited. I mean, obviously being able to kind of tailor Lincoln's appearance and no pun intended, but being able to, you know, kind of decide what Lincoln looks like is something that we knew, you know, at some point we'd want to do, and then, you know, we really fast-tracked it when we realized how important it was to the fan base.
Sure. Well, it's understood, and on one things I know a lot of the fans did appreciate that the idea behind not changing outfits originally, or at least the way that they change, is based on the narrative.
Absolutely.
And you know, the fans do realize that this game and this franchise is based on a very strong narrative.
Right.
So I know that is appreciated. At the same time, it's also going to be highly appreciated to be able to switch out the way you look and the way your car looks and everything like that.
Yeah, and if you want to stay, again, kind of true to the narrative, you can do that. And there'll be moments in the game where, you know, because of the way the narrative unfolds, there's a specific outfit that Lincoln will wear, but then that outfit becomes unlocked for you to use, you know, throughout the rest of the game.
That's really cool.
So, yeah.
All right, so on that, we showed off some concept art for some ideas that you guys have for the post-release DLC expansion content, which is really cool. So obviously, at this point, it's a concept in name and sort of style in itself alone. But you guys will be expanding that here in the near future, I'm assuming. And it's right now 3 expansions, all very different, all very story driven, all very enticing. My favorite so far, and the one I'm looking forward to the most, is with the cult. And that's highly based on just the concept art so far, with the knife, the lady in the gown and the knife, and then the symbol, and then the dog tag. So just intrigued to how you know, that all ties together, really. You want to talk on the expansions?
Yeah, so in addition to all the free content, the recurring updates that everybody will get, we will have these story-driven expansions that, you know, will be paid, but they'll be part of you know, the season pass and available either collectively or individually. So there's lots of different ways to get your hands on them. Really, the idea behind those was we did want each one to feel very different and feel different even from the main game. So we kind of started with, like, what theme do we want to explore? What do we want to be inspired by for this? You know, so with the first one, which is Faster Baby, we really looked at kind of classic car chase movies, and where we could really get that kind of fun of being in a car, you know, tearing around the kind of back roads of New Bordeaux. And then we also wanted to introduce some new characters, and in this particular case, a love interest for Lincoln, a character named Roxy, who is the daughter of another character who appears in the main game, who we call the Voice, who's kind of a contact that you meet. But again, tonally and gameplay-wise, it's a little bit different than kind of what we offer in the main game. So hopefully people find that kind of refreshing, and it brings, you know, kind of, once you finish the whole game, it gives you a good reason to go back to it. The second one, which is the one you reference, is Sign of the Times. And that one, again, we wanted to go a little bit darker. We're a little bit more with the late 60s. The kind of cult influence, and, you know, with the Manson family and all those other things, we wanted to kind of infuse that. So that has a little bit more of a kind of a mystery feel to it. It's obviously darker. It's a little edgier in some respects. But as you saw with that image, we still have, you know, I think some compelling characters that we'll be introducing through that. And then the third one is called Stones Unturned. And that one, we wanted it to have more of a military feel in some respects. And really to partner Lincoln up with Donovan. So John Donovan's a CIA agent who's is your ally in the main game. He helps Lincoln out in a lot of different ways throughout the course of the story. You know that they have kind of a backstory and history together from Vietnam. And that relationship between Lincoln and Donovan is certainly kind of one of our favorites, and we wanted to bring that to the fore and focus on something that they can do out in the bayou that harkens back to their days in Vietnam. So again, I feel like hopefully we're striking that right balance between, you know, new narrative but also new gameplay and new, you know, a kind of twist on the existing gameplay.
That's really cool. There's a little something for everyone there. Your dark, mysterious fans out there are going to really love the cult aspect.
And exploration. Like that one's really going to focus on a lot of exploration in the world and things too. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then finally, you mentioned the relationship between Donovan and Lincoln. That's also another fan favorite out there. Donovan is quickly becoming one of the fans' favorite characters. And as you mentioned, they have this backstory. It's going to be very exciting to see more of their relationship and how that plays out.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite things in the game. So being able to bring them together again and have them on this thing that, again, reveals more about their past, I think will be great. And then, I think, again, we're kind of expanding upon even core combat in that one. So, cool. If you really enjoy the combat in the game, then hopefully this one will be for you too. So
really does sort of just hit all of those categories as far as what the fans are looking for. So that's really awesome to hear. What's the timing on all of this stuff?
As soon as humanly possible, right? So again, the team is, as you can probably imagine, a little bit tired right now. So everybody's taking a deep breath. We're already, again, hard at work on the expansions and on all the new content to come, all the recurring content. So but we're trying to do it right and trying to take, again, a deep breath and make sure that, we also know just kind of what is well received in the game as well. So, after the game comes out, we'll obviously be getting all the feedback and we'll want to see, what are things that we want to improve upon, what are things that we want to expand upon, things that people really like that we might want to add more of. That's part of also these, kind of the story-driven expansions will be new activities. So we'll want to look and see, what activities do people like in the game? Do we want to do more of those? Do we want to do something totally different? And some of that will be based on feedback that we get over time.
Cool. Very cool. And it is really a sign of your times and our times here being so close to launch, being so excited, but at the same time so exhausted, and just trying to stay focused on what's coming ahead. No, you guys out there are super excited for all of this, and we are just excited. As we said this before, but we're all fans of the franchise, and so we're just as excited to finally jump into this game alongside you guys as well. October 7th is the release date. If you want to see more on Mafia 3, more inside information on what's coming out of the studio, Hangar 13. Stay tuned and stay connected on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. It's all Mafia Game on those channels. And then, of course, Hangar 13 Games on social media as well. If you want to check out the studio, see what they're up to. I know Dino's over there putting out some really cool content as well, focused on the studio. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and thank you so much for your interest in Mafia 3. And we are super stoked to bring this your way very soon, October 7th, 2016. We'll see you then.